This video is meant to help you with your homework on classifying rational numbers. So for example, question 6 talks about whole numbers. Whole numbers are a type of rational numbers, and whole numbers start at 0. So we write whole like this with a 0 instead of an O to remind us that whole numbers start at 0. So whole numbers can't be negative, so I can immediately cross out A and C. And then I'm stuck between B and D. So this can be kind of confusing. Neither of these look like whole numbers, so I actually have to do out the division or think about what this means. So 12 divided by 5. So if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I have 12 cookies and I divide them into groups of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, I get 2 wholes and then 2. So 12 divided by 5 would be 2 and 2/5. So this is not a whole number. 24 thirds though, if I divide 24 by 3, I get 8. So this is actually a whole number, but it's in a fraction as disguise. So we have to be careful of those. Number 7, which describes an integer? Well, an integer we wrote like this with a plus and minus sign, or a positive and negative. So integers are all whole numbers, but they also include their negative opposites. So 2 is a whole number, negative 2 is its opposite, negative 2 and 2 are an integer. So integers can't have fraction or decimal points. Any number found on a number line? No, because there's fractions on a number line. All numbers less than 0? No, because there's fractions less than 0. Whole numbers and their opposites? Yep, that's exactly what an integer is. Number 8, I'm looking for 1 5/10 and negative 3 placed correctly on the Venn diagram. So I know that 1 5/10, oh, it can't be whole because it has a decimal part. It can't be an integer because, again, there's this decimal part. So it's only going to be rational. So I'm going to cross out letter A, and I'm going to cross out letter B because that has 1 5/10 as an integer. Okay, so now it's between C and D. I'm going to look at negative 3. Well, negative 3 is either going to be an integer or a whole number. Well, I know if it's negative, it can't be whole. So I'm going to go ahead and circle C because it's an integer. Okay, moving on. 10 was a mistake. So 10, please do not work on number 10. 11, which statement is true? 4 and 5/10 is an integer. Can an integer be a decimal? No, that's not true. It's an integer and a rational number? I already said it wasn't an integer. Nope. 4 and 5/10 is a rational number, but not an integer. Okay, it's not an integer, that's true. Is it a rational number? Why, yes it is. And then just to make sure, I'm going to check D. 4 and 5/10 is an integer. We already said it wasn't. Okay, so the answer for that one was C. And then number 12. Number 12, which of the following is an integer but not a whole number? So I'm looking for something that's not a fraction or a decimal, but it can be positive or negative. If it's not a whole number, that means I'm looking for a negative integer because whole numbers are not negative. I don't want a whole number, so I'm going to look at negative 3. That's my answer. This would only be rational. 24 over 2, well, that equals 12. That would be a natural number, a whole number, an integer, and rational. And then this one right here, well, this is a decimal. It's not an integer. So G is my answer. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, or I'll see you in class tomorrow. Thank you.